The legends of Buffalo, like Andre Reed, help get the fans ready. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, with a chicken wing around your neck? The rookie, Tyler Loop, replacing Baltimore's longtime kicker, Justin Tucker, ready for his NFL debut. Brendan Codrington is the lead return man for the Bills. He's back along with Ty Johnson. It is late October, chill in the air, 57 degrees here on the 7th night of September. Orchard Park ready for the last time in this stadium, a season opener. Off we go here from Orchard Park. From the 10, Codrington down the sideline, near midfield as Luke pushes him out of bounds. So a great start for Buffalo. Terrific field position for the Bills offense. Line started almost the entire season for Buffalo last year. This offense was second in points to Detroit. Josh Allen rolling from midfield. First toss is complete. Gain of 7 to his tight end, Dawson Knox, as he fights for the ball with Kyle Hamilton. But it's a pickup of 7 on first down for the 7th-year man. Josh Allen, as Chris mentioned at the top, the MVP of the league last year. What a 12 months it's been. Married this offseason, a few months after winning that MVP, and taking the Bills to the AFC title game for the second time. He is always there for this team. His 119th straight start, if you include the playoffs. He begins season number 8 here tonight. 2nd and 2 on the ground. James Cook inside the 40, and the Buffalo first down for Cook. A terrific season last year and has been rewarded with a big contract extension.
Yeah, we talk a lot about Derrick Henry, but James Cook, with the exact same number of rushing touchdowns a season ago, with 16, tied Jahmyr Gibbs and Henry as well. So they can throw it, and they certainly can run it behind this tremendous offensive line.
Number 14 might be new if you haven't followed the Bills in the preseason. Tyrell Shavers. He's in motion. First-year man out of San Diego State. Allen designed a run here. And Josh, who loves to take a hit early, gets a couple against the Baltimore defense. There, the second to last player introduced. First-round pick in the draft. He's pairing with Kyle Hamilton. On that back line, this defense got much better as the season got longer a year ago. 2nd and 7. Allen to the air. Scanning, coming back, and it's nearly intercepted. Almost in the hands of that aforementioned rookie. Starks of the pass intended for Khalil Shakir.
I think Josh may be just a little jacked up. Going to get the route right across here, and really a relatively easy throw for him. Just missed it a little high and almost cost him a pick. And you can imagine, first game out, the raw emotion of playing against this team again. They picked up right where they did from the playoffs. Everybody's a little jumpy.
Speaking of which, Nnamdi Madubuike moved. Spencer Brown tried to catch him while he was in the neutral zone. Carl Johnson, the line judge, is talking to John Hussey.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 92. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
This Baltimore team penalized a lot last year. Now it's 3rd and short.
Once they jump into that neutral zone, then you are allowed to flinch at that point.
So now 3rd and a long 2. Ty Johnson the back. He's got it. Technically a run, but it's a good play inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. Gain of 16 and a first down for Johnson.
The one thing you want to do with the Ravens defense is get them going in the wrong direction. You fake a run away, a little quick toss the other way. And the other thing it does, Mike, is it really slows this pass rush down. You get a lot of what Lamar does to you on the offensive side as well, which is a lot of linemen pulling and crossing, and it just unsettles the defense. They're not as aggressive.
Good blocking downfield by the receivers. Ray Davis now in at running back. From the 14, Allen, Davis. Did not get to that block. Terrific play coming up from the linebacking spot by Trenton Simpson. Will limit the play to no gain.
So anytime you're playing these guys, you're going to see these offensive linemen moving a lot. And you think back to the Tom Brady days and all the different things where they would pull one way and then throw back to Gronk across on the other side. Those kinds of plays early in the ball game just set the tone, and it just gets you back on your heels.
On second down, Allen looking, end zone, touchdown! In the traffic, Dalton Kincaid is there for 6.
There was a whole lot of hum baby on that one. Dalton Kincaid zipped it in front of the safeties, right behind the linebackers, and it was almost as if Josh Allen on that drive came out angry in some way. I mean, that was dynamic. It was on time and some beautiful throws.
41-year-old Matt Prater is kicking because Tyler Bass is on the injured list on that sideline. That drive started at the midfield mark because of a 41-yard kickoff return, and thus far through week 1 with the adjustment and a lot of folks anticipating more kickoff returns, we are seeing plenty more. 3 of every 4 kickoffs return so far in week 1. Matt Prater to kick it off for Buffalo. Justice Hill, Rasheen Ali back deep to receive. Ali from the 9 will bring it back. He is stopped just across the 30. That's where the Baltimore offense will take over. Significant names missing. Tight end Isaiah Likely missed most of camp with a foot injury. Patrick Ricard, the fullback, but they've got that back. Derrick Henry, second to Saquon Barkley in rushing last year. Good pickup of 5 on first down. And Baltimore jumping into no huddle. Right back to Henry inside for a yard, no more. Lamar Jackson, when you look at the stats, and Chris mentioned at the top, very easily could have won his 3rd MVP last year. And it's not just the 41 and 4, it's the other numbers too. And what's odd is he was the first team all-pro quarterback ahead of Josh Allen, yet the same 50 voters voted Allen the MVP, Jackson second. But that's old. Little motivation. It's about writing a new chapter here tonight.
Everybody up for the Buffalo Bills on defense. They're crowding that line of scrimmage.
3rd and 3 for Rush out of the backfield. Justice Hill, big hit at the sideline. It all depends on the mark as he's close to the first down. Look like Christian Benford was the player over there for Buffalo. He is their #1 corner and was slow to get up after that hit.
And they don't need that. They're missing a lot of corners out here. Dorian Strong, a rookie, is going to start opposite that, but Tre'Davious White can't play. Maxwell Hairston, their #1 draft pick, can't play in this one, so we'll keep an eye on how Benford's doing.
Marked as a first down at the 41. Jackson, quick to Mark Andrews, gets it back in his hands, gain of 5. So much made last year, the playoff game. The 2-point would-be tying conversion that Andrews was not able to hold on to. And that drop led to the Ravens getting knocked out by the Bills.
Mike, I had a fumble one time in the Super Bowl, and you want to know when he's going to forget about that moment?
When?
Never. His entire life, that'll be with him. You just have to learn to play with it and move on. That's all you can do.
Time permitting, talk more about Mark as the night goes on. Henry to the right, sledgehammering in for about 2 yards. Derrick Henry, 31 years old. Had a remarkable season last year, Chris, that was overshadowed by what Saquon Barkley did in Philadelphia.
I mean, it's unbelievable to put up those numbers and say anybody overshadowed you, especially when you're 6'3" and 250 pounds. But here we go, another 3rd and 3 for Lamar Jackson. You always have to stop him first.
Hill, fake, Jackson keep. First down, Lamar Jackson. Like you said, he's the one who can hurt you the most. And a dozen yards for Lamar. And a first down for Baltimore.
It's always going to be one person unblocked out here, and Lamar is simply going to read him. Once he took that step down inside, Lamar knew exactly what he was going to do. But I think with both of these quarterbacks, when you're talking about red zone, when you're talking about short yardage, stop them from running first is job one.
41, Jackson will drop back. Everything covered, so he comes back to what's wide open. That's Derrick Henry for about 13 yards and a first down. Taylor Rapp over there making the stop with Dorian Williams for Buffalo.
We talked a lot this week about the growth of Lamar Jackson. Watch him. He wants to go right there. Didn't like it. Knew immediately where his check down was. Maybe 2-3 years ago, he takes off and runs with that football. That is not who he is. He is a pocket passer. That's what he wants to be, and he's very good at it. We'll give you a few numbers before the night's up.
.28, run for Hill for a yard or so. The ball came out for a second, but Hill was down, marked down, so no big deal. See 97 there getting off the pile. And Buffalo blue, that's Joey Bosa, a new addition to this Buffalo defense. First time he's ever played a game without a lightning bolt on the side of his head. Charger his whole career.
He is a very good one, and not just a pass rusher either. He is a hammer over there on the edge to try and slow this running game down.
Second and 8, Bills bringing pressure. Jackson looking to take off, but they trapped him in there. Flag is down as Jackson's down. That flag coming at the top of the screen. Greg Rousseau led this Buffalo team in sacks last year. Corralled Jackson, however. Looks like this one is on the Bills.
Holding. Defense number 43. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
It's the rookie corner starting tonight, Dorian Strong.
2 6th-round picks starting at cornerback. Strong out on the outside against their best in Zay Flowers. That was enough.
Mouth guard came out, the whole deal. With Strong, a rookie out of Virginia Tech, pick 177 in the draft. And starting at Park is Tre'Davious White, a veteran who's back with the Bills, is out tonight with a groin injury.
I think they saw the man coverage.
Jackson flushed, chased, on the run, throws back across his body, incomplete. Trying to reel in Zay Flowers, who was running along with him, and Strong covering as well.
Mike, just like they did in the playoff win, the Buffalo Bills are coming back to their man coverage now and blitzing. They did not like just sitting back in that first game and watching Derrick Henry run up and down the field. So here you have Lamar Jackson unafraid to make changes at the line of scrimmage. That's a new aspect of this offense now that hasn't been in years past.
We'll get into it as the night goes on. The Bills have a lot of youth on defense, including both defensive tackles in there are rookies out of this draft. The hand to Flowers, trying to turn the corner, cut inside Matt Milano. He's brought down by the safety Cole Bishop. A couple shy of the first down. We'll have another 3rd and short on this drive for Baltimore.
Probably the toughest loss for the Ravens before the playoff game a season ago was Zay Flowers was unable to play in those 2 playoff games. So he is the guy that is the electric part of this offense. So the more times they can get him touches of any kind, the better off they are.
Third and 3 of the drive. With their movement, the Bills showed pressure and got Baltimore to flinch.
Full start. Offense number 70. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Roger Rosengarten, second-year tackle.
Got a lot going on. The crowd's going crazy. First game of the year. A lot of emotion out here. The Bills showing blitzes. You know, it's just, this is a big game.
I feel late.
It's a big game.
Feels like a late season game.
The end of year, we'll see. We'll see if this is a big game.
3rd and 8. Jackson trying to get away, trying to escape, cannot do it. And Oliver.
That may be one of the best sacks I've seen in a long time against Lamar Jackson. Watch him just wiggle his way through here. And even when he got to Lamar, this is usually not over. Pushes his way back. You got to make that tackle off the stiff arm. Got it done. Big time play that time by Ed Oliver.
And a big loss of 15 turns the first field goal for the 6th-round draft pick out of Arizona, Tyler Loop, into a long one, replacing Justin Tucker. First NFL kick from 52 yards. Has a big leg and nails his first field goal. He was all juiced up before the game. Has added extra energy to one of the most involved fan bases in the league. His bouncing kickoff is fielded on the hop. And Johnson able to sneak through the 28-29, keeps going, gets 6 more. Ty Johnson, a nice return to the 35, and that's where Buffalo will start drive 2 with Josh Allen. Chris, we had a chance to visit with Josh. We got up here on Friday after the Thursday night opener in Philadelphia. And it's just been fun to watch the progress of Josh Allen from when he came in wild, throwing the ball around, guy out of Wyoming, junior college, to where he is now, MVP of the league and the face of this franchise.
And married. With Haley around, you could tell he's just a happy guy. I mean, it really has. You can feel the difference with him.
Married to a movie star. From 35, here is Cook. Good run, James Cook. Nearly 9.
A little difference between the two in the movies they like. He likes a little more action kind of movies than she does, but they have a good time.
2nd and a short 2. It'll be Cook to the left, and not much there. Good pressure by a guy, Chris, who you've been watching in the offseason. Travis Jones on that front for Baltimore.
Yeah, Travis Jones has really made a bit of a name for himself in just the physical presence, but the things he did at the combine, his size, strength, speed, something else.
Bills go quick on 3rd down, and Baltimore is ready for it, and the second effort is stopped as well. So Cook gets stopped on 3rd down, and that Baltimore defense stops Buffalo on 3rd and short, with Jones doing it again.
And if you're going to beat this football team, here's where you have to beat them, right up front. Matabike all over that one. Who was that? I couldn't see the other one. I'm going to guess
Jones.
It was probably Travis Jones.
Yep.
Yeah. Those two guys are just very, very difficult to move, and they set the tone for the entire defense.
New puncher for Buffalo, Brad Robbins. Michigan man. That hit a Raven? I think it did. The gunner waiting for it on the bounce was Sam Franklin Jr. Can't advance it, but if it did in fact hit a Raven first, it will be Buffalo ball at the 14. The officials will discuss. It hit the ground and it seemed to bounce up on Keon Martin's arm. It hits Buffalo first. It hits the knee of the gunner, Franklin, first. And then the arm of the Ravens. So it'll be Baltimore ball there.
The ruling on the field, the ball was first touched by Buffalo number 28. Therefore, it is Baltimore's ball, first down, timeout.
So a little bit of an exhale for the undrafted rookie Keon Martin. Second drive for the Ravens, beginning at their own 15. Derrick Henry running to the right into daylight, a gain of 11 at first down to the 26-yard line.
So many times with Derrick Henry, you got to stay on the move to try and just meet him at different spots in the gaps. But right now what we're seeing is that if they can get Derrick Henry going, everything comes off of that. So far, all the pressure in this game has been on Lamar Jackson. They need to settle back into what they do, which is sort of a run-first approach.
Jackson has time and finds Flowers open lost the ball and got back on it at the 46-yard line. Gain of 20 and a first down. Melissa Stark.
Yeah, Mike, before Lamar Jackson just took the field for this drive, he was on the sideline, the athletic training staff working on his right hand, on his throwing hand, the right thumb. It appears that he had a cut at the base of his nail. They put some sterile super glue on it. He grabbed his helmet and he took the field, which is something to keep an eye on.
Well, as he was just trying to keep Ed Oliver away from him.
I would highly recommend he changes that style of taking that right hand off the ball and stiff arm would be too valuable.
End of the quarter here, run for Henry for a yard or two. The linebacker, Terrell Bernard, will become a captain and a voice of this Buffalo defense with the tackle that will bring this opening quarter to an end. Tough rematch. The divisional playoff won by Buffalo. The Ravens had a blowout win.
Cover zero look, unless they come out of it, pure one-on-one, they do come out of it.
2nd and 8, Jackson underneath, caught by Rashad Bateman against this Buffalo defense. With Buffalo in that secondary to be tested here in the early part of the season. Another 3rd and short for the Ravens. Justice Hill the back. And Jackson will keep it, outrace Bosa, outrace Bernard, and get a first down, throttling it down at the 30-yard line. Pick up 17 for Lamar.
You just can't do that. Here's the unblocked guy again. You're going to get in here and you're going to get out there. This guy has to stay outside. And Bosa's going to figure that out in a hurry.
The value of Lamar Jackson, what they've done with this offense, Chris, it's just next level, next level. John Harbaugh telling us last night, this is almost Lamar 3.0 in the evolution over his now 8 seasons as the Ravens quarterback. Toss, Henry, through the secondary, Henry to the end zone, touchdown. The power running of Derrick Henry for 30 yards puts the Ravens on top.
They made the switch to Cole Bishop back at the safety position. And anytime you get on the back end one-on-one tackling opportunities against Derrick Henry, you can just about forget about it. There really has not been anybody. He didn't even get to the legs. He just got to sort of the forearm shiver that Henry gave him there. And that's when he can be just so intimidating. You're almost forced to play too deep, Mike, because one guy can't tackle.
Tyler Luke punches through the extra point. That is the danger of this team. Back-to-back on the cold and the weather and the wind for a half century. It was a treat to get that tour. Return here for the Bills, and Codrington spilled at the 20-yard line on special teams with Jake Hummel.
So Cole Bishop takes over for DeMar Hamlin, and watch what happens when you try to take on the big guy, Derrick Henry. He just sizes you up, right? And then throws that left jab. You want it from this angle? Here we go. Boop. Down and out. I mean, it's embarrassing. Honestly, he's a professional athlete, weighs 207 pounds, and he just got tossed aside on that one.
23-yard line out quick and dropped by Keon Coleman, the second-year receiver the Bills are expecting a lot of this year with his first target on the game. That touchdown, I mentioned NFL history, Chris, for Derrick Henry. He breaks the time with the late, great Jim Brown. Now 107 rushing touchdowns, 6th alone in NFL history. Brown did it in 118 games. This game, 137 for King Henry.
We've seen his workout regimen. He's going to play as long as he wants to. I mean, this guy has really turned into something special, and he definitely wanted to be a part of this Ravens football team. He fits it perfectly.
Bills offense sputtering at the moment. Allen gets it complete to the new addition, Joshua Palmer, who is signed as a free agent after his time with the Chargers. It'll set up 3rd down for Buffalo.
Yeah, it was one of the really big discussion points in the offseason, whether or not the Buffalo Bills were going to try and enhance the wide receiver position. They did with a couple of free agents, Elijah Moore, Josh Palmer, but not so much in the draft. And they did completely replenish the defensive line on the other side, though, which they needed.
Out quick. Out touch, so back up, but then the ball comes out. After that next tackle, it goes out of bounds as Kincaid had it. Conversation about where it is.
Field the catch, fumble forward out of bounds, fourth down.
Kyle Hamilton over there, helping to knock it from Kincaid. It's back-to-back 3-and-outs for the Buffalo offense.
I tell you, Kyle Hamilton's really been something, hasn't he? Just got paid a huge contract, but I don't know of anybody on defense that can play more positions than that guy has. What incredible value. And it was when he got moved to safety last year, this defense woke up and made their run.
Robbins with the kick. Field at 25 by the rookie LeJante Wester. Tries to reverse field and is brought down. Cam Lewis continues to be a good special teamer for Buffalo. Makes the stop. Ravens the lead. They take over. You mentioned, Chris, this is the third time in about 50 weeks these teams are playing, and you see that familiarity. They're shifting to different gears against each other very early in week one.
They're staying with that 8-man front up there to try and get after Henry, but that single high leaves you in a vulnerable spot, both in the pass game and the run game, if he has to tackle him one-on-one.
5 out in the pattern, caught inside by Rashad Bateman to the 37-yard line, a half dozen. As the pushing goes on with Christian Benford, who made the tackle after the play.
I'll tell you though, Rashad Bateman, his emergence in the last couple of years has really just made such a huge difference for this team. He had 3 touchdowns, 40-plus yards a season ago, and between he and Zay Flowers, and now add in DeAndre Hopkins, they have receivers here they really haven't had in the past for Lamar.
We haven't seen Hopkins yet. Finished the season with the AFC champion Chiefs last year. And now part of this Ravens outfit. Henry patient, powerful, and taking off. Another big Derrick Henry run to the 20 and the 13-yard line. 51 on that carry for Henry.
So they have to go into a 2 deep because they want 2 bites at the apple to try and tackle this big guy. That didn't work either. There were so many times in that playoff game, Mike, that when they were able to get him on the ground, one safety would hit from one side, the other safety from the other side. Look at the blockers they got down the field there. Roger Rosengarten, the tackle, had to be 10 yards down the field making that key block.
Officially 49, and he's already over 100 yards. 7 rushes, 101 yards, in addition to the 13 in the air. This inside run for Rasheen Ali, the second-year back out of Marshall, takes him just shy of the 10-yard line. He is human. He needs to catch his breath.
I don't think he's human. You're going to see that both of these teams, and especially at the tackle position, doing a lot of pulling. Very few teams do that, really. But these teams had 4 guys that can pull in any direction, and it's so much a part of their offense, and it makes it so hard to read those counters by Lamar going the other way.
Still remains the back. Jackson keeps left side, got a great block from his tight end, and takes it for the touchdown. Mark Andrews threw a great block, and Lamar Jackson and the Ravens have scored again with a long, quick drive.
I don't know what you do. I don't have to design a defense. Everybody's going this way, back there, and now here comes Lamar out that way. And even if you do get these guys one-on-one, you can't tackle them. They're just so efficient. Jackson wasn't even touched on that play. That's the power of having Derrick Henry in your backfield on your team. It just shakes up the defense.
Tyler Luke getting used to kicking a lot of extra points. Going to be many more. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and that offensive line making a statement. Bouncing kick fielded by Codrington, comes to the left side and gets out around the 30-yard line. And this Buffalo offense, back-to-back possessions, 3 and out. Chris, it's a different kind of pressure because of the way Jackson and the Ravens have gotten started.
It really is time for the MVP now to settle everybody down. They've been trying to do some things with some really quick throws, get it out of his hands. But we also know sometimes, just like Lamar, Josh Allen can jumpstart an offense with his legs as well. Let's see if we see some of that.
Ty Johnson starts this drive as the back. He's got the toss from the 30. And he'll pick up about 7 yards as he went into Kyle Hamilton, that do everything defensive player for the Ravens.
That's a good job by Ty Johnson, just hanging on to the ball. That pitch almost came all the way through and checked his nerve and was able to pick up 6.
He's doing a nice job spinning through their running backs. Cook, Davis, Johnson, no one played over half the snaps last year. They stay fresh, and they're all productive. Elijah Moore, the motion man, has got it, and he's got a Buffalo first down at their own 45-yard line. Free agent came over from Cleveland, 50-year man.
Yeah, we got a chance to watch practice the other day, and it was Elijah Moore who was becoming a little bit more and more a favorite target of Josh Allen. Certainly a guy that can play, a second-round pick back in 21's, bounced around a little bit with the Jets and Cleveland, but he gives them an added weapon. And for Zachary Orr, that guy really came on, I thought, from a defensive coordinator standpoint, really grew into the job in the second half of the season.
2 coordinators you just saw there, both in their second year in the league, both in their 30s. Allen back, has that deflected. It's an incomplete forward pass. As the hands were in there, I think it was Broderick Washington first who was closing in on Josh.
They have just so many weapons inside to come get you. And, you know, we were talking with some of the offensive linemen, Deion Dawkins, Spencer Brown, the 2 tackles, and they say they don't say a word up there. There's no trash talking. They just come after you. They're just pounding on you for 4 quarters, and there's a sort of a mutual respect here between these 2 teams. Very physical approach to this game.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10. Check it down to Cook. Open field. Look at the Ravens rally to the ball. Starting with Nate Wiggins, or rather Chidobe Awuzie, beg your pardon, the corner who was over there first, and it'll set up 3rd and long for Buffalo.
And right now, Baltimore is just forcing him to check down. They're taking away this middle part of the field. But remember, that's where they're so good. Dalton Kincaid, their tight end, just had a sensational rookie year. Came back the following season, had some injury issues, really wasn't the same after he hurt his knee, even into the playoffs. But if he could start creating some space in the middle of the field, it would really help.
Real quick on 3rd down. Allen escaping, getting away from Owe, throws on the run sideline. It is brought in by Keon Coleman. Coleman comes over to get it at the 37-yard line. First down, Buffalo.
Clean catch, nicely done, but that was Josh Allen getting out and getting on the move. When he starts getting engaged like that, this team's better.
8 of 17, they go quick. Dawson Knox works the edge. Knocks down the sideline. Roquan Smith shoves him out of bounds. First down, and the Bills crowd back in this one.
The Ravens defense is just, they violently attack everywhere they go. And so you can see what the game plan has been from Joe Brady. Let's get them looking one way, let's get them started one way, and let's quickly throw it behind them. But they're also going at a pace now where this defensive line on opening night, remember they're not in that great a shape yet, is going to begin to wear down.
Similar play that started the drive. The toss to Cook to the right. Off the first tackle, gain of 7 yards. You can see the speed both sides are playing with. This is a pretty good fight between these teams. Roquan Smith, the tackle.
One of the guys that I think's improved almost more than anybody on this Bills team is right there, Spencer Brown, their right tackle. Watch him just hang in there. He is one of those street fighter kind of guys, and that's the kind of guy that you want when you're taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
5th year Bill his entire time. Third-round pick out of Northern Iowa. Cook, inside run. Stop there. Again, it'll be third and a few. Remember, Buffalo was stopped a couple of times on third and short. Davius Robinson on that defensive front for the Ravens with 5.5 left in this first half.
And ordinarily, who knows what the game plan is tonight, but this is all Josh Allen. Either he's going to keep it, they're going to run some power, offensive lineman pulling in front of him, or some kind of bootleg and get him out on the edge, but get his run threat somehow involved in this game.
Talking and pointing to Khalil Shakir, who took the handoff and has the first down to the 12-yard line. Shakir, who is so often on the same page with Allen. They've got great chemistry, does it on the ground.
Watch this block coming across here by Deion Dawkins. That was a very clever little play, and they're executing this quick strike really well. They really needed this because their defense had to have a little bit of a break. They just looked like they were about to break down.
On the left. Hey, flip it to zero. Flip it to zero.
From the 12, play 10 of the drive. Allen look at end zone, and nothing there as Coleman was going for it. It's Kyle Hamilton on the defense.
One of the things we saw from Josh Allen a season ago was that he got the ball out of his hands so much quicker than what he had. And because of that, the number of interceptions that he threw dropped from 18 and 23 down to 6. So I think he's trying to be efficient with the ball, efficient with the offense. But he's still dangerous running.
We run it once so far tonight. Inside run with Cook. Roquan Smith is there at the 10-yard line. Along with their rookie linebacker, Teddy Buchanan. There's a big third down coming up for the Bills.
It was interesting. James Cook, the running back, was sort of barely involved down in the red zone. Very rarely had a running touchdown. But this past year, 16 of them. So I think that he's proven that it's not all about size, that sometimes people just have a feel for it, and he's sort of one of those gliders more than the heavy cuts, and sometimes that works in the red zone.
He's out. Third down back. Ty Johnson in here for 3rd and 8. Palmer's the move man. Allen looking left. Now comes back. It's Shakir underneath. Cannot get away from the rookie Buchanan. Tied him up until company came to help. 4th down, and the Bills will go for a field goal.
Big time play that time by Teddy Buchanan, the rookie, who is basically at least splitting time with Trenton Simpson, who was benched a year ago. But for Teddy Buchanan, if he can come in here and solidify that final linebacker spot. Of course, they got Roquan Smith, and I think they're hoping Teddy Buchanan can take over that other side.
A few days ago, Matt Prater took a red eye from Arizona. He was kicking at a high school to stay in shape, was not in anyone's camp. The 41-year-old veteran in his 19th year in the league. Now in as Tyler Bass is on IR for at least 4. All about the Bills up here. The great build-up, of course, this team that went to 4 consecutive Super Bowls back in the 90s. Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, Marv Levy. And now this team that has been very good and very close, trying to get the Bills back to the big game. And this fan base just desperate to host that Super Bowl parade one day. Will that day be in February of 2026? As the Mafia hopes. Raiders kick in play, so returned by Ali across the 30. Ali, nice move inside the 40 and brought down past the 45 by Dorian Williams.
All right, let's take a look. No matter where they've been, but he is just a different breed of cat.
Saw that number already. 86 of his 101 yards after contact already. And here comes more inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. So Henry lit up the Bills for 199 in the regular season game last year. On his way to that again.
Well, here comes the tight end trap down inside here. This is what they scored a touchdown on. the last time these two teams played. And right now, it is just not going well for the Buffalo Bills along this defensive line. Huge holes opening up. The new Lamar Jackson with the audibles.
Sneaking in before the 2-minute warning. Henry with another run. Gets the 32-yard line as the Ravens are on the move as we get inside the 2-minute warning. Right in the NFL season. Man, it was fun. Terrific performances. Marie and the guys will have all the analysis for you at the half. Here the Ravens lead by 7 at 2nd and 5. Safety blitz coming. The deflection by Russo, and the pass is incomplete. Greg Russo got his hands up to force 3rd and 5.
Led this team in sacks a season ago with 8, and they have added a lot of depth around him at those positions, but he is still their best out on the edge.
DeAndre Hopkins in the game, number 10 in white. He's played 5 snaps so far, no targets. Timeout, Baltimore. You saw the pressure on that last play, Chris, from Cole Bishop. Bishop in with Taylor Rapp as the starters. It was Damar Hamlin who started the playoff game against the Ravens. Hamlin's still on the team. He's the 3rd safety for now. There he is on the sidelines, covered a couple of kicks and special teams. But Bishop, the 2nd rounder, who they've been trying to get on the field, now in his 2nd year becomes the starter, and Hamlin's a reserve.
Well, and Cole Bishop is much more athletic. He's much faster than either Damar Hamlin or Taylor Rapp. But I'll say this, Damar Hamlin made some really big tackles against Derrick Henry in that playoff game. At some point, what's hurting you more, the passing game or what Derrick Henry's doing?
He had 8 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble in that divisional playoff win here in January. 3rd and 5. Bills bring in 4. Lamar throws in the middle and is caught. 2 receivers there, and Zay Flowers slides to the catch. Ravens in the red zone at the 17-yard line. And a timeout taken.
Really interesting. You saw the tight end Mark Andrews try and adjust his route. Held on to the catch. Yes, he did. And Zay Flowers is that answer that when teams try to do what Buffalo has done early on here and try and play some man coverage against them, he's the one they can't cover. I mean, he really is.
Melissa?
Yeah, Mike, there is so much energy down here on the Ravens sideline. We know this is a revenge game for them, but the hype, the trash talking, the yelling, the high fives, and Ravens fans behind the bench chanting MVP for Lamar, and John Harbaugh, after that last touchdown, went over to his offensive line and said, all you, all night.
We want to send a message here right from the start. Very confident team always, but you felt that when we visited with the Ravens yesterday. That was a Buffalo timeout. Each team has 2. Hill lost the football. Bosa knocked it out. He's got it back, but he's taken down for a loss of 15 yards. The linebacker, Bernard, goes back to make the play, but Bosa forced the fumble.
Tremendous play that time by Joey Bosa, and that's what they need. They need a couple of explosive plays on defense. You can't just sit back and let Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers just go one play after another, because they're capable of taking it 40 yards.
So 2nd and long coming up. We are back in 30 seconds after this from AWS. See how AWS AI levels up the game. Or in this first half, Jackson had a 15-yard loss on a sack earlier. Bills took the timeout. They're down to 1. 2nd and 25. Pop pass, Zay Flowers. Nowhere to go. They'll go right down, cut his losses. No gain. Timeout McDermott, his last, as Buffalo would like to get the ball back because the Ravens get it to start the second half.
Yeah, and it forces some decisions as well on the part of the Ravens, because an incomplete pass would certainly help them coming out of this too.
So we were talking, getting ready for the game, about Baltimore and the volumes of offense they have. This is a defensive coordinator nightmare when it's Ravens week for you, isn't it?
It really is. And Todd Monken, we have to give him a lot of credit. The offensive coordinator, 3 years here now with the Ravens, and what he's done with Lamar. And we've sort of been talking about it a little bit, but he has really opened up the ability of Lamar Jackson now to make changes at the line of scrimmage. They'll have 2 or 3 play options, and Lamar can go to any one of those that he wants to. It has just been step by step by step, and Lamar's been eating it up all the way through.
Play caller for those college championships in Georgia, doing a great job here at Baltimore. Todd Monken, heck of an offensive coach. 3rd and 24. Jackson's going to run it. Bosa out there with him. Oliver there as well. And that big loss forced by Bosa on the first play changes the tone of this drive, as now Baltimore will let the clock run down to around 45 seconds.
Well, it took Joey Bosa a few minutes to figure out how fast Lamar Jackson is, but he's got it wired now. No, 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 no. At least make him stop his feet, and here comes the cavalry. So he burned him a couple of times early, but the old veteran got it figured out.
Ravens have options here. They can use a timeout to maximize the time off the play clock and the game clock and leave Buffalo with very little on the back end, as Tyler Loop settles in for his second field goal attempt from 49 yards. Operation clean, and Loop one more time knocks it through. 2 field goals, 2 extra points, a perfect debut, setting up good field position so far. Buffalo could use one of those here. Trying to get it from Ty Johnson. That was well covered by Baltimore, and the Bills will take over at the 27 with 25 seconds left.
I mean, the hard part is Baltimore is going to get the ball to start the second half, and you don't love your odds with 25 seconds and no timeouts, but I think you've got to be a little aggressive here. You haven't seen any indication yet that the Bills defense is going to be able to shut down this Ravens offense.
Matt Prater, who is now kicking here, although he's only been here a couple of days, has more 50-yard field goals than anyone in NFL history. So the Bills need about 38 to 40 yards in short order without timeouts. So it's a deep drop, and Allen buying time, ready to fling it downfield, and coming back to catch it is Shakir at the 46. No timeouts. Try to kill it here. And the Bills will get there and kill it with 7 seconds left. So Allen's rocket arm and legs buy them a shot.
That was so good by Shakir. Watch him, and the way Mike described it perfectly. That ball was sort of floated up, almost thrown to a spot instead of to a guy. And Shakir's just going to come flying in the picture here and make a diving catch. That is tremendous. That guy has done so much catching the ball, yards after the catch, but you can tell Josh Allen just trusts him in a way he doesn't really anybody else on this offense.
Baltimore's going to take a timeout here and try to set the defense after that Shakir grab. Ball at the 47. So if you do some quick math and say, okay, can Prater do it from 50 and going right to lefty at a 53 in warm-ups, can you get 12 yards on the sideline in 6 seconds? That's the question right now for Joe Brady, Josh Allen and company.
Yeah, it's tough. It is tough.
Especially when Baltimore knows that, they're going to take care of the sideline, right?
Yeah, and the one guy that is sort of, that's his area of expertise is Keon Coleman. He's coming down to the bottom of the screen here. And he is that contested catch guy on the sideline, and if you're going to try one, that's probably the guy they try.
Prater, back in his younger days, had a 64-yarder, third longest in league history. From the 47, Allen, no rushers, throws, and they get it and get out of bounds at the 25 with Kincaid. The clock says 0. Allen looks at John Hussey, the referee, who says, hang on a second. Josh thinks there's a second left.
The Ravens are gone.
That's right. So
hold on,
let's
please.
check
hold
the clock.
Hold on.
John Hussey says, hold
It's
on.
rolling on the field. Hold on, Baltimore, hold on, please. Baltimore, hold on. The rolling on the field is we're going to put 1 second on the game clock.
Terry McCauley, our rules analyst, explain why.
Sure. When his rear end hit out of bounds, we see on our clock 1 second. It had not gone to 0, so the officials on the field, they can get together and decide to put 1 second. They can also get assists from replay on that one to help them with that 1 second. And it is clearly 1 second when he's down, out of bounds.
There was even a proposal this year. It didn't get to a final decision for tenths of a second on the clock, but you could see there was one on the frame when he went out of bounds. Unbelievable against a 0-man rush. They completed to the sideline. Here's Prater from 43 yards. We have seen some terrific performances at the end of a half by teams in executing that, and Buffalo just did a remarkable job to make this a one-score game at the half. Good stuff. 20-13, Baltimore gets it to start the second half. Pretty high energy first half here in Orchard Park. Opened in 1973. The Bills moved to a new $2 billion plus stadium on the other side of the parking lot here next year. Baltimore up 7. They get the ball. This kick going to the end zone and a touchback. So the Ravens will get it at the 35. Melissa, a moment ago with John Harbaugh.
John, you picked up right where you left off last season with the rushing attack. How do you continue to run the ball in the second half?
Well, I think we're getting to premier plays. Lamar's doing a great job of getting us in the play we want, especially in this environment with this crowd. And I think the checks are making the difference, really. And we're blocking really well.
And you held last season's MVP, Josh Allen, to just 1 touchdown. What's working?
Well, we've got to do a great job of getting him in the pocket. He gets around, he extends plays. He made a couple throws on us that we'd like to have back. So that's the biggest thing. If we can keep him in there and make him throw from the pocket a little more.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, Melissa.
John Harbaugh is feeling really good about this team. As we talked to him before the flight up here to Buffalo. And Chris, we'll get into what he said maybe as the second half goes on of Lamar getting the team into premier plays. It's a little bit of a advancement in version 3.0, as they termed it, of this Ravens offense. 123-yard half for Derrick Henry. The second half begins with a run of 3 to the 38-yard line.
And they're going to a base defense look here. Dorian Williams, the third linebacker, is coming in there. So we are likely going to see an effort to do what they did in the playoff game, which is to sell out, do anything that you can possibly do to stop Derrick Henry. Because if you don't stop him, then you can't stop Lamar from running it. Then you can't stop him from throwing it. You have to come up with something, and it looks like they're loading up to try and take away Henry.
Second and 7. You're bringing an extra rusher here, and Lamar trying to escape. Oliver hit him and finished off after a gain of about a yard. It was Matt Milano, the veteran, who ends up making the tackle, setting up third down.
Yeah, he was picked off on the pass rush, but athletic enough to get back in on it. You'll see him right here come up and have to loop back, but it was a huge tackle for this defense because they have a chance now. It's 3rd and 8. They have a chance. They desperately need to get off the field right here.
They go quick. Bills bring late pressure. Jackson throws to save Flowers. Crossing. Flowers accelerates and almost gets all the way. Rapp pulls him down at the 22-yard line. Quick snap. The late pressure never got there.
They had Cole Bishop blitz from the farthest I've ever seen anybody blitz from, and he had absolutely no chance. The other safety comes running over the top, Taylor Rapp, and left nothing on the other side. I don't know if they mistimed that, but that was a ridiculous blitz. That one had no chance whatsoever and gave up the big play.
The Ravens on the move again at the 23. Justice Hill in with Henry. The fake to Hill, the throw to Flowers, who got a terrific block and will score. What a block throw by Ronnie Stanley to free Zay Flowers and extend the Baltimore lead.
The 2 best athletes on this offensive line, Ronnie Stanley and Tyler Linderbaum, both of whom had great first halves. Watch these 2 guys go out and make these blocks. They're basically tight ends playing on the offensive line, and when they get in space, they do not miss.
And Zay Flowers, who became Baltimore's first Pro Bowler ever in the 29 years of the franchise, as a wide receiver, gets in the end zone for the first time this year. And a loop. That's the extra point. So Buffalo goes through halftime in the adjustments. And the Ravens football across the way at UB, University of Buffalo. That ball hit shy of the landing area, the target zone. So the Bills will get the ball at the 40-yard line. The first mistake of the night for the rookie kicker, Loop.
Free kick, did not make it in the landing zone. The ball he placed at the 40-yard line, first down.
That helps.
We've seen that a couple of times this week. A lot of the kickers are trying to get those balls that land in the target area, but target zone, but are tough to field. So, Chris, what now if you're Buffalo offensively, as Baltimore just cannot be stopped when they have the ball?
Well, I think that Josh has more time than he thinks. Maybe they came in here believing they couldn't get it protected. They've been very quick, but he may have to start holding on and working it down the field side.
Goes Cook for a run for 5 yards. Mike Green, the rookie out of Marshall, taken in the second round, comes up with a tackle for Baltimore.
Yeah, looking forward to watching Mike Green play. Kyle Van Noy had 12 sacks for this team a season ago. Adafe Owe had 10. But there is something about this Mike Green. We spent more than a little time watching him in college. He can go, and they think that not only can he be a factor with the pass rush, he can be a factor against the run too.
Second down, back to Cook inside. With 3 yards to the 48-yard line. Green, some thought would be first-round level talent, but dropped in the draft in part to some off-field concerns. It was an investigation into 2 separate sexual assault allegations in high school and then in college at Virginia. There were no charges filed in either case. The Ravens did their due diligence and decided to take him in the second round. And from what everyone with Baltimore has said, they think he could be a significant pass-rushing factor for this team as the season goes on.
Yeah, and right now we need a rushing factor from Josh Allen. This is a huge moment in this game.
There you go. On cue, he takes off, and Allen gets the first down into Baltimore territory at the 47-yard line. Teddy Buchanan, the rookie, brings him down. But it's a Buffalo first down with Allen.
Great job by these offensive linemen setting inside and creating that lane. And I'm not sure it was a designated run, but those guys know. They've been around Josh to know. Hey, it's 3rd and 2. That sucker's going to take off, and he did again. And he is one of the best at it.
So ball moved there. Got that second hand back on it. Last 2 MVPs, and 1 and 2 in the voting, and showing you why again here tonight. The 47, Cook slipping inside, and there's Cook with a first down gain of 11. Travis Jones retracing his steps, makes the tackle. First down, Buffalo.
Take a look at Spencer Brown here, right here. Watch him take his man and almost get him airborne. Completely moves him completely out of the spot. That's Tavius Robinson, big, strong, physical guy. And that's what it's going to take. I mean, they're going to have to balance this thing up a little bit with this running game and be as physical as what the Ravens are on the other side of the ball.
Spencer Brown's used to being bigger than the people he plays football against. He did that when he was growing up in Lenox, Iowa. Allen first down from the 36. Throws it in the middle. Pass broken up. And incomplete. Kyle Hamilton again. It's always seemingly around the football.
Yeah, and he was just sitting on that one. It was for Josh. He sort of got away with one there right down the middle of the field, and it looked like it was thrown to Hamilton when he threw it. And if Kyle had broken up just a little bit, he might have gotten that one. But I do like the idea that what we're seeing, Josh is beginning to realize he has more time than he thinks. This line's doing a good job for him.
Former Green Bay Packer Jair Alexander's 23, left side of your screen. He checks in at corner. Allen throws underneath. Limited gain for Cook as Chidobe Awuzie makes the tackle. So Awuzie, Alexander, a couple of the corners that they've added to this Baltimore defense to get ready for what they hope is a Super Bowl run.
Yeah, we haven't even really talked about Malachi Starks, the rookie starting at safety now for the Ravens. And they said we kind of forget he's a rookie sometimes, that he knows everything our veteran guys know, and he has fit in very nicely in this secondary.
Could be fourth down territory here. 3rd and 8. Pressure coming. Allen gets rid of it. It's caught short of the first down by 4 yards. With Roquan Smith making the play on Elijah Moore. And they'll go for it.
So fire zone here, drop out there. So basically going to force the quick throw right here. Got a free runner in there.
That's the guy that Josh Allen was talking about. Kyle Hamilton and coming in. Josh was trying to tell John Hussey, hit to the head. No flag. 4th and 5. So good in this spot last year. Shakir stumbles. Allen looks, flinging, end zone. It is flag on Palmer. Alexander covering Palmer, and it looks like pass interference on the new Raven, Jair Alexander.
Pass interference, defense number 23. Ball replaces spot of the foul. Automatic, first down.
Sometimes you just love veteran receivers. Here's the case right here. That ball was thrown up, no chance, and Josh Palmer just refused to be held up on the play and comes back and made it a no-brainer call for the officials. Veterans understand if you go back through the defender, you will get the call almost every time.
27-yard penalty on 4th and 5 gives Buffalo 1st and goal. And Allen looking for a spot to run, turns it up. Roquan Smith brings him down at the 2. A gain of 2.
You know, it's like a duel. You know, don't you feel like that? Like, I think both of these guys are so hyper competitive, and now we're starting to see Josh get some of that going in him as well. It is really it's just fun. This is good football. This is not like people are playing poorly and making mistakes. This is good football and 2 tremendous quarterbacks going at it.
You guys get 0.
From the 2, it's Cook inside for the Buffalo touchdown. The Bills had to have it, and they get it. Cook finishes.
That's the battle right there. That was the battle. You've got the huge guy, Osiris Torrance. And I believe that was Nnamdi Madubuike. But that is the inside running ability of James Cook that I think took everybody by surprise a season ago, and he's doing it again.
Point for Prater. We have a penalty marker down on this one, thrown by the 2 officials under the uprights. So that usually means it's an extra man on defense. And Sean McDermott being given the option, do you want to move it closer and go for 2? And here's John Hussey.
Defense had too many men on the field. Buffalo is elected to go for a 2-point try from the 1-yard line.
And when you have a Josh Allen, it makes sense to try those things.
And when you have a Lamar Jackson, it makes sense to try and get as many points as you possibly can. And you know, that's what's fun about this matchup to me. It's people almost understand that the impossibility of completely stopping either one of these quarterbacks. Like, it was a huge moment in that game on the last Ravens drive, that 3rd and 9. They didn't get it stopped, and now you pay the price. So now here they come, trying to cut this thing down to 6. And we see Philadelphia in these situations go with the tush push. In Buffalo, it's affectionately known as the snow plow, among other names, but they're spread out here from the 1. Davis in motion. Allen looking to throw. Fires to the back for two with Keon Coleman. And the penalty on the Ravens cost them a point and makes this a 6-point game. Hang on 1 second. 1 second. We do have a flag back here in the end zone. Did he step out of bounds because there's a hat down with one of the officials in the back? There you see. Anthony Fleming, field judge, threw his cap. Let's see. As Coleman's working the back line, clearly out with contact from Nate Wiggins. And here's John Hussey.
The receiver went out of bounds and was the first to touch the ball before he came back inbounds. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass. The try is no good.
Come on up, big guy.
He got the right gene. He got the humor gene.
Oh, my
right?
gosh.
Right?
That was fun.
That's great. So 27-19 as the 2 points come off the board. Player out of bounds. It's the return for Baltimore and Ali, and he'll bring it to the 34-yard line. Chris?
Their best run blocker. What an athlete playing center.
Great stuff. Henry inside run for about a half dozen. Marking the 38-yard line. Officially a pickup of 5 halfway through this third quarter. Just back to that 2-point conversion real quick. Terry McCauley, can I bring you in? That was a penalty, so why wasn't it a penalty and a retry for Buffalo?
Because the foul, the penalty for a player going out of bounds and coming back in first to touch is loss of down at the previous spot. So they don't get to repeat the down. They lost it.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. He's the best. 3-time Super Bowl referee. 2nd and 5. Henry in the backfield. They get to him. Ed Oliver, who has a sack, has a big tackle for loss, and puts Baltimore in 3rd and long.
Wow. That is 2 career-making plays right there out of Ed Oliver. Just watch the contact here, and he's going to take Rosengarten right back into the middle of Derrick Henry. I'm just telling you, Mike, there's some good stuff going on. For the first week of the season,
Great game.
these guys are playing.
3rd and 10. They go on the first sound again. Jackson going deep for Bateman. Incomplete. Bateman was entangled briefly with Christian Benford. No flag, and Baltimore's going to punt for the first time here tonight.
Christian Benford has just done this since the beginning. When he came in 22 as a 6th-round pick, nobody would have ever believed the impact that he would have at the cornerback position. And I tell you, on the other side tonight, Dorian Strong, we haven't mentioned his name, but for 1 penalty early on in this one.
Jordan Stout's first pick of the season is a good one. 50 yards. Codrington contacted, able to still hang on down at the 17. Buffalo bench saying that he was contacted before he could catch it on the tight coverage from Keon Martin, the undrafted rookie. Like, this stadium's old style. It's kind of built in the ground. The field level is well below ground level, but it has seen some moments. It's seen some great players over the years, and that's one of them. Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills quarterback. He and Lamar Jackson giving us everything we thought we'd see here tonight. Bills defense with a stop. Buffalo takes over at their own 16. And Allen to get out of there. And good tackle in the open field to Lemon Cook. No gain on the play.
Really is just a different thrower today than he was when he got in the league.
16 resets, escapes, takes off in the open field. Marlon Humphrey down at the 25-yard line. We do have a penalty flag on the field. This one's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 79. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's on Spencer Brown.
Just couldn't quite get in front. Sometimes when you have help on the outside, it doesn't always help. And he's working against Kyle Van Noy, who put a good move on him. The old savvy veteran went off to the Pro Bowl last year. Congratulations. I think that was his first.
It was his 5th team in the league. He had 12 and a half sacks at 34 years old. A couple of Super Bowl rings. But still so effective. And the hold pushes Buffalo back to 2nd and 18. Allen climbing out of the end zone, chased down by Van Noy. Little flip to Shakir. First down, Buffalo.
Oh, he's starting to feel it now. This is turning into one heck of a duel out here between these two quarterbacks. But to escape up, really had no chance to get his body in that perfect throwing position. Just flip it out over the top.
They were short of the first down. The initial mark was past it. They get the first down as they go for their version of the tush push. Meantime, the blocking with Dalton Kincaid and Chidobe Awuzie went way downfield. The mark of the ball is at the 27-yard line, and now it's a Buffalo first down. That's what was going on.
Yeah, Sean McDermott, the old wrestler, would have liked that move. I mean, this is what it turns into with these two teams. I mean, it really does. It's these two teams, Kansas City, throw in Cincinnati a little bit. Maybe we're going to throw in the Chargers now, I don't know. But, I mean, they know this game means something because at the end of the year, home field advantage, whatever, it's going to mean something.
Toss Ray Davis for the Ravens over there for the gain of a yard or so. You lived this when you were with the Bengals. You guys were on good teams. Every week, of course, you're up. But when you know the other team is one you respect and one you had to do everything to knock out of the playoffs a year ago, you can't help but be at max effort going into a game like this.
Well, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will tell you this, too. When you play the Ravens, it's like a challenge to your manhood. It really is. Like, you cannot back down to these guys. You've got to go out and slug it out. And I'll say this, the Bills look like they could not figure out a way to stay in this game, but here they are.
2nd and 8. Allen unloads the sideline, incomplete for Palmer. The coverage from Humphrey. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Tell you, throw out the name Marlon Humphrey, and boy, what a difference he makes for this football team. He can play outside. He had 6 interceptions last year for this team. He is the savvy veteran that, along with Kyle Hamilton, makes the calls, get them in the right position. I honestly, I don't know what they do without Kyle Hamilton and Marlon Humphrey on this team. They run the show.
See what he did last year. I was talking to Marlon on the field before the game. He said, I'm that unk status guy. I'm the uncle here. 9 years in the league, but feels great. So excited for what this team can do. Again, Allen pressured, gets away, free space here. He's stopping to throw, flinging Shakir again, broken up. No flag. 4th down. Hamilton again.
Well, that was close. That was a great escape that time by Josh. Let's take a look at the tail end of this play. Whether or not what kind of contact we did or did not get. I think the question is, did he grab a shoulder and turn him, Terry?
Time the punt. LeJonte Wester, the rookie, back for the Brad Robbins kick, and Wester battles the wind and the twisting ball for the fair catch at the 32-yard line. So both.
Kyle Hamilton is going to recognize almost immediately Shakir coming across the field and end up picking him up. Little contact down at the end. We've talked to our officiating friends. They say too much just bang bang, so that's a legal play. But here's the news. Kyle Hamilton goes in the locker room, and if there is a position that the Ravens are very thin at, that would be the one at safety. So we'll keep an eye on what happens next.
And a player you can't live without.
Right.
As good as it gets back there. They check on Hamilton. Lamar Jackson first down. Zay Flowers having a big game, lot of space. Flowers in the open field. All the way to the 32-yard line. Huge first down gain for Flowers.
It happens so many times. You get in these little tight formations and they get confused as to whose man it is going across the formation. And remember this, when you're in your home stadium, the crowd is very loud and it impacts your defense. And probably no defense communicates more at the line of scrimmage than does the Buffalo Bills. I wonder if they just missed a call because of the crowd noise.
Now a career high in receiving yards in the game for Flowers. Henry for about 3. Dorian Williams the tackle. Here's Melissa.
Yeah, Mike, I was watching Zay Flowers in the first half, and he was talking to Lamar Jackson on the sideline. He said the corners were grabbing him, that he just couldn't get open. Well, he's not talking about that in the second half after he scored that last Ravens touchdown. He went up and down the bench saying with a huge smile, "I'm here this time," even yelling it to the crowd. Remember, he missed the divisional playoff game last season with that right knee injury. He's enjoying himself down here. Got a big hug from Harbaugh right there. Big embrace, lots of smiles.
He's come back 10 pounds, strength added to his 5'9" frame. He is having an opening night. Lamar laying it up for Hopkins. One hand! The veteran still got it. DeAndre Hopkins touchdown.
Oh, wow. I'll say this. I have had a handshake with that hand right there. It is no surprise that ball stuck. And if DeAndre Hopkins can do anything for this football team, that's it. Those contested throws, those balls on the sideline, in the end zone, he could end up being the difference for this team come playoff time.
DeAndre Hopkins, 33, still chasing that ring. Those big, huge hands. John Harbaugh telling us last night what he can be for red zone, middle of the field, contorting his body. That is DeAndre Hopkins, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 179th NFL game. He's had a lot of quarterbacks. He's made a lot of good plays, but how about this one?
Yeah, it looks like disadvantage for Hopkins. It was actually an advantage because as all that contact was taking place, he knew he was going to catch it with one hand.
Kickoff, line drive, Codrington with the return at the sideline. Brandon's right at the 35-yard line, but we have a penalty marker thrown where he was trying to break through. Kyle Hamilton went into the locker room, coming back out, looking at that left hand with another glove. And John Hussey will tell us what the foul was.
During the return, holding receiving team number 42. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. First down.
One more time, the touchdown. And they go to celebrate, and over by the fence, fan hits him up on the head and then hits Lamar Jackson. And after that fan, it wasn't celebrating at all, hit him, Jackson pushes the fan back. Obviously, both in the wrong there, but you can't be pushing the players if you're a fan there as well. It wasn't as though Hopkins was doing anything, that he was extending himself into the crowd.
And I think Lamar saw the first one and then took one himself. And I'm not excusing. I know there's no way you're allowed to go after fans in the stand almost no matter what happens, but sometimes that gets a little ridiculous too.
This is 2nd and 6 for Buffalo, now down 15.
Hey, alert it. No, reload. Hey, move out. Here we go. Omaha, set.
And Allen protected and then covered downfield. Flings it to the sideline. It's caught. It'll be a first down with Wiggins covering Joshua Palmer. But the Bills will move the chains as this third quarter comes to an end. 14 points for the Ravens, including the highlight touchdown for Hopkins. 6 points for the Bills. Where the Bills were so good last year, didn't lose. They're down 15 with 15 to go. First down, Allen through sideline. Keon Coleman brings it in. That's another Buffalo first down as they're going to have to make up for this deficit in a hurry.
Came down to that one high look, which means one-on-one on the outside. And of the tape I watched during the summer about this team, he throws it to Keon Coleman when that happens almost every time.
The pattern here is underneath Teddy Buchanan. Kyle Hamilton comes back in that break between the third and the fourth quarter with some padding on that left hand.
He's been
checked out.
He's been playing great. I mean, Kyle Hamilton's just had a night.
Fourth year, got a big contract. Highest paid safety in league history. Earning it again. Pressure on here. Allen goes to Coleman, who was not turned around. It's incomplete. Melissa?
Yeah, Mike, so we saw Kyle Hamilton leave the field. He went immediately into the x-ray room where he spent 5 minutes. And then when he came back out, you see him there. He was with the athletic training staff. You mentioned the padding at the base of his pointer finger. Then they put his glove back on and taped his middle finger to his pointer finger. And we'll keep an eye on it.
All right, you see the tape job there, the athletic training staff, and great job by our crew. After the long weekend, the game in Philly Thursday with the weather delay up here on Sunday. Best in the business back at work. Honor to be with all of you again. Off in time, here comes the blitz. Get rid of it to Cook. If he can get past that, he's got space. And there he goes! Cook, 20, 15, 10, what a run! Cook, down at the 1-yard line. Sensational play to keep the touchdown from happening by Nate Wiggins. What a 52-yard gain.
That was all Josh Allen on that one. You heard the Lester call, which means he's going to slide the line that way. They still brought pressure away from him, so he had to throw it hot, and now you've got James Cook over there making it happen.
Allen trying to run left for the touchdown, gets thrown down aggressively by Malachi Starks, the rookie. When they get in close, Chris, you've pointed this out the last couple of years, Bills love to go to the left. Baltimore was loading up for that one. And now we have a whistle stopping play here for an injured Raven. And that is Marlon Humphrey in the end zone.
Wonder if it happened on the play before. So this audible is just so good. He's going to go Lester, 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 right? So we're going to go that way. And if they come from the other way as well, then he's got to throw that thing hot. They do. Van Noy comes off the edge. There's nobody left. Roquan Smith had to try to make the play and catch up because ultimately that was his responsibility. But that play and what we've seen from Lamar tonight as well, in the first week of the season, these guys are all over what defenses are trying to do to them, and they're making the adjustments to make them pay.
And don't lose the back end of the play where Nate Wiggins comes all the way over across the field, gets off a block, makes the tackle of Cook, and then a loss of a yard on that rushing attempt by Allen. So it's 2nd and goal from the 2. Big bodies, including the fullback Reggie Gilliam. It's a fake. Allen looks to the back of the end zone. He'll take it himself for the touchdown. Down 9, they're going for 2.
I hope everybody's enjoying this as much as I am. I mean, all the way down, that every detail covered. When you see Josh Allen with that play fake, watch his head when he does that. It looks like he made the handoff and he's just staring at the running back going through there. That sold the final person that had to be sold, and he walks in the end zone.
Going for 2. Coleman was covered. Allen now ad-libbing, as always.
Look out.
Intercepted by Hamilton. He can take it back the other way. Dangerously pitches it back to Van Noy, who will take a knee. Just because you have the interception doesn't mean the Bills can't score points. Could have the odd 1 point there for Buffalo. If that would have...
That was almost a safety.
Stays around the area and is here on hand tonight. So it's a 2-possession game. Bills go for 2. We've seen teams do that often, going for 2 the first time around, especially with this much time on the clock, just so you know what you need to do the rest of the game. Ali with the return, and he's got a seam, and he takes it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Chris, let's go back to that two-point play, and almost a boneheaded play by Baltimore.
Yeah, let's bring in Terry, because once he lateraled the ball back into the end zone, if he had taken a knee or just gotten tackled, that is a safety and 1 point, right, Terry?
Absolutely, Chris. Once the entire ball gets out of the end zone, it's now on him. He puts it back in with the backward pass. Luckily, Van Noy came into the field of play and went down on one knee rather than doing it in the end zone.
The veteran figured it out.
We haven't had a play like that in NFL history that anybody can recall where it would be 1 point because the possession was on the defense and then back in the end zone. In any case, the pass incomplete, intended for Zay Flowers. And Chris, you mentioned a few times Zay Flowers not being in the playoff game. Just in that third quarter, 39, 23, and 36-yard completions, Jackson to Flowers.
Well, and the reason it was so significant is because the Buffalo Bills did a great job with their man coverage and taking that extra guy to take away Derrick Henry. And that was the reason his not being there, because he is the man-to-man specialist. He would have been a very difficult cover for this Bills team.
Huge first half for Henry, held in check in the rushing game. The second half, that ball ruled a catch for Hill, and 9 yards, one shy of the first down to the 44-yard line. Daquan Jones helping to go back and make the stop.
The other thing I remember about that playoff game is Justice Hill.
That was down. I thought it was down.
Complete.
So we'll see if replay assist will take care of that, and they will.
After assistance from replay, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
I
Please
love
set the
replay
game clock
assist.
to 12:37, please. 12:37.
Clear and obvious. So replay assist does it. Don't have to challenge. And now the challenge from the Bills fans for 3rd and 10. Buffalo bringing forward, leaving a spy on Jackson, who's in trouble. Gets away. Escaping, got a lot of room. There he goes. First down, Lamar, much more. Across midfield to the 46-yard line. Takes a heavy hit, but 19 yards.
I mean, I honestly don't know what to do with this guy. That is a sack for every quarterback almost that's ever played that position. And not only is it not a sack, it turns into one of the most spectacular plays of the weekend. He does it all the time, though. I mean, you want to know why these two guys are the 1-2 in the MVP voting? There you go.
Wow. Gain of 19, probably ran about 60 on that play. And here goes Henry. Quiet in the second half. Not anymore! Henry, another touchdown! He only had 6 yards in the second half after the huge first half, but now he's got 175 on the night and 2 touchdowns.
Here's the problem. Taylor Rapp's about a 4.7 guy when he's running, and Derrick Henry is faster, bigger, and he just simply pulls away from the Buffalo Bills safety. That was part of the reason they tried to get Cole Bishop in to add a little element of speed, but the play by Lamar Jackson was the backbreaker. It just took all the spirit out of the Bills defense, and right on top of it, they go for another 50.
First doink of the season, Chris. That one no good for Loop. On the night up to 175 yards, so that is game 7 over 150 past age 30. And that's Derrick Henry and Walter Payton. That's it. There's sweetness in the hall, and King Henry will be there too. Joining a lot of football greatness with some health and continued success this year. Brendan Codrington's return shy of the 30-yard line at the 28. Buffalo will take over there, down 15 with 11:35 to go.
You know, and this isn't rare what Baltimore is doing. They had 29 run plays of 20-plus yards a season ago, and we just had back-to-back. I mean, they were backed up in their own zone, right? And,
Yes.
and Lamar was running the wrong way. All of a sudden, he's out at the 50, and then, you know, Derek did the rest.
And that is out of those two numbers you just saw there. That's out of 42 total plays. The Ravens are averaging almost 10 yards per play here tonight. Allen got to go to work here with the Bills. They're doing it on the sideline with Keon Coleman. Gets up very close to the first down, just shy of it at the 37-yard line. Baltimore, the first to serve up a 40-burger this year, scoring 40 points. But, Chris, the end of last year, their last 4 regular season games was 35, 34, 31, 35. So they're just picking up where they left off.
I mean, it's magical to watch these two offenses. And the hard part is I've seen both coordinators with the Rolodex out and just spinning up defenses and trying everything possible. Sometimes the other guys are just better.
43 with a 4-man rush. Allen's throw, is that intercepted? Terrific job going down to get it. And yes, it is ruled a pick for Chidobe Awuzie. Ruled on the field an interception. Let's check the replay though.
Don't think so.
Automatically reviewed as it was called an INT on the field. When he's laying on top of the ball
After
there.
review, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it's just too much of the ball. Even though Terry, it's in contact with his body, he doesn't have control of it when it's against the ground, does he?
No, Mike, he never got control before the ball hit the ground. Absolutely incomplete.
Good play. Chris, that could be a big part and pickup of this defense this year with the veteran Awuzie.
I mean, if those two guys stay healthy, Jair Alexander and Awuzie stay healthy and can play all the way through the season, absolutely.
Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey on the corners as well. So incompletion, 2nd and 10. Allen escaping. He's got some room to run here. And Josh Allen's going to slide down. The mark of the slide actually has him short of the first down. And he knows it too. So it'll be 3rd and 1. Inside give. Ray Davis has to bounce with his flags down. And Allen, by sliding early, didn't pick up the first down. And now Buffalo's going to be backed up to 3rd and long. Go back and look at the slide. It is where the ball is when the slide begins. Nope, let's look at that. He's going forward actually here on this. Let's see. Terry, that body part comes down right at the line, doesn't it?
Exactly. It's the front of the football when the body part touches the ground, and it's clearly beyond the line right there. It's clearly beyond the line. This should have been a first down. Missed the spot by about a yard on the field.
Now we had
should have been challenged.
Sorry, Terry. We had another flag thrown down here after the penalty was being walked off.
Holding. Offense number 73. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. 3rd down.
Okay, they were just moving the flag back to where the penalty occurred. So Deion Dawkins called for the hold to take it back to 3rd down. Terry, how tough is that play for the officials to spot the ball as it's going 10 yards downfield after the Allen run?
It is difficult, Mike. He's following the play, but they've done this for years. They should be able to get a little bit better than a yard away from it.
Right. So now it's 3rd and 11. And Allen in trouble, and he goes down and is sacked for the first time. Nnamdi Madubuike, who had 8.5 last year, 6.5 I should say, gets his first of this year, and the Bills will punt.
Yeah, he had 13 sacks back in 23 and really was a big sensation in the league. And you can see that kind of movement, skill, and strength to go along with it. When those defensive tackles come from inside out, bang into the tackle, and bounce right to the quarterback, very difficult to stop.
Robbins kick. Baltimore yelling at everybody, get away on that short punt by Robbins. Week 4, Derrick Henry dominance against the Bills, and a similar act, even more explosive runs in this one.
14 carries, 175 yards. It's insane.
3 30-plus yard runs in this game for the first time in his terrific career. Adding to it here, he's built for it, that's for sure.
I can remember the nation of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry almost not faced.
Here, stopped for a loss of 2. As Daquan Jones is there to bring up 3rd and long. We asked him yesterday about his workouts. Anything changing now that you're 31 years old? He said, nope, didn't change. No reason to. He said, if anything, I added more of the hills, and from a nutrition standpoint, there's some intermittent fasting that he does along the way. Whatever he's doing, shame on us for not following.
We're going to start it next week, man. I'm telling you.
You sure?
Yeah, we're going to.
Okay. What time? Gym in Minnesota on Friday?
Ask Melissa.
Okay. 3rd and 8. Flag down here, and they'll kill the play. It'll be 3rd and 13.
I mean, it's almost, though, I want.
False start. Offense number 16. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I just wonder how many teams in the AFC are sitting at home watching this game going, uh-oh. You know, I mean, seriously, this is a pretty dominant performance against one of the top teams in the league in their place. And you could just feel the frustration of the Ravens when we were talking to them about this playoff game a season ago. You know, it was just, it ate at them for the entire offseason. And they're paying it back now.
3rd and 13, another flag down. And Zay Flowers is down shy of the 1st down. Let's check the marker on the far side. Six penalties, Baltimore, 4 on Buffalo. One area the Ravens need to cut down
Illegal
on.
motion. Offense number 4. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So it's on Flowers.
Yeah, they let you get away with a little bit, but not a lot of it. And you're going to see Flowers turn up towards the line of scrimmage, get a little jump on the route. Clearly a foul.
So the Bills do get the ball back with half the quarter left and a 2-score game. So still alive, but obviously needs some special stuff to happen. Good number of folks have left here at Highmark Stadium. See if Brandon Codrington can give the Bills good field position as Jordan Stout will kick it here for the 2nd time. Codrington going over for a look. Thought about it a lot. Should have grabbed it. Ravens down it at the 1. Trenton Simpson, no touchback. He did get to the line.
If you try to down the ball and slide into the line, that is a touchback.
Is number 32 slid into the end zone and touched the white line. Therefore, it's a touchback.
It's a
First
really
down.
poor play. I mean, at that point, you just have to knock it back off the line. When you allow yourself to slide into the end zone, any part of your body or that ball touches the line, that's it.
And just one glove, one finger of one glove getting there.
And you just don't anticipate how far you're going to slide when you try to dive on that ball, but you just got to tap it back.
So plus 19 yards for the Bills, and they started at the 20. And Allen looking for something downfield. Coleman comes down and makes the catch. Great job going up to get a gain of 21.
That was one of those perfect throwing motions right there, and that is what they can do on the outside for Josh Allen. Keon Coleman, that is his play right there.
Allen trying to get out of there, escapes, and uses the fake and the pump to get a whole bunch of yards on the ground and get close to another first down. And mark him out at the 47-yard line.
Let's go back and watch Josh Allen throwing to his left to Keon Coleman. This was a throw he really struggled with when he was coming out of college. Anything off to his left, he trained a long time to really open up his hips and get better at that. But the continued improvement of what he has done with his fundamentals of throwing the ball, he was not that accurate a guy when he was in college.
Throw in the middle here, Joshua Palmer. 43-yard line. And a first down for Buffalo. 6:05 to go. Down 15 and all 3 timeouts. So still alive here if they can get it in the end zone.
Lose zero.
One knocked down on the inside.
I mean, they finally, the best part about that incomplete pass, it allowed those exhausted defensive linemen to get off the field. I mean, they were barely able to create a push, and in part because of that, they were able to get their hands up and knock one down. But as soon as that ball was knocked down, they all turned and ran for the sideline.
Full-fledged line change.
Yes, they did.
And the Sabres season doesn't start for about a month. They were coming over the boards. 2nd and 10. Allen protected, inside throw. 37-yard line with Keon Coleman. So that's catch number 5 tonight for the second-year man. 29 all of last season.
Still plenty of time here, and they just have to make a play. They need to score something right here and make one defensive stop before this game's over, but that has seemed to be almost impossible.
Go left. Nothing. I got you. Watch the shadow. Alert. 0. Come here.
After all that, Allen to the sideline, incomplete but a flag. Well, right back to Coleman in front of Nate Wiggins. That 6'3" frame of Coleman factor on this drive.
Pass interference. Defense number 2. Ball he placed at spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
And Nate Wiggins runs a 4.28. He does not have to worry about Coleman going by him, which is why you're seeing him almost in a fist fight with every step of the way going down the field. He's not worried about the deep ball. He's worried about that one thrown behind him, that back shoulder.
Alert it. Run out.
29-yard line. 5 coming. Out to Kincaid. He's got a first down inside the 20. Clock stopped at 4:59.
It's just a different offense. It really is when Dalton Kincaid's in the lineup and healthy. It was a little hard to watch this offense without him. He could play, but he wasn't the same guy that he was for the most part early in his career and early in that season.
Yeah.
5th trip to the red zone. Bills have scored the prior 4 times. Allen looking end zone for Palmer. Step away.
I think every quarterback and every receiver will agree the hardest thing that they do is the hesitate and go and trying to time that throw up, because it's different. You know, everybody's used to flying off the ball and getting down the field, but when you're in the red zone, to go hesitate and go, it's like an opportunity to throw a go route when you didn't have the space for it. It's just the timing of it is so hard.
Ram out.
2nd and 10. And Allen lofting in. Johnson couldn't bring it in. Ty Johnson with Teddy Buchanan, that rookie, the 4th-round pick out of Cal, in coverage.
And you cannot throw a football better than that. It is absolutely perfect. Pretty good coverage to his best receiving back coming out of the backfield, and Ty Johnson's going to catch that almost every time. That is a huge miss.
So we'll bring up 3rd and 10, obviously given the scoreboard situation, 4 down territory for Buffalo.
Run out, run out, run out, run out. We're good. Right, Eddie,
Ravens bringing 4. It's thrown underneath. Palmer spinning. Very close to the first down. We'll keep the clock moving and rule him, let's see, 2 yards shy. It's 4th and long 1, short 2.
I think you're going to see a spread out formation, and depending on what they do on the back end coverage, you'll either see Josh run the football here, or if they're just one-on-one, he'll pick and choose who he likes.
Clock down to 4:12. The Bills got to have this 4th and 2. Got it spread out. Only 2 Ravens pursuing, and Allen throws deflected and caught by Coleman on the tip for 6. And the Bills remain alive.
Ever seen a football game like this before?
Not week 1.
I mean, you feel like you're in an arcade or something. We're playing Madden. I don't even know how to describe this stuff. Balls getting tipped and flying around. Quarterbacks running around like crazy people. Nobody can catch them. Derrick Henry running up and down the field.
And so this time down 9, Buffalo will go for 1 and try to make it a 1-score game with 3 timeouts. And trying to do what's been really hard, stop the Ravens. Prater gets the extra point, and we have a 1-score game here in Orchard Park.
The Bills had to have Keon Coleman come up with a big year. He is the guy they drafted a season ago. He's just going to keep competing here. Gets to the back line, stays focused on it. The ball's tipped around, and he makes a diving catch.
And Sean McDermott was telling us about Coleman when we visited with him on Friday. Maybe the guy who's grown the most on the team. He really had a plan when he left here. He was not up here during the offseason, but they kept getting videos of the work he was doing. And when he got here, once the mini camp started, he came back with ability, maturity, and he comes up with a touchdown here to make it a 1-possession game.
John Harbaugh is sitting over there going, what do we have to do to put these guys away? I'm so impressed with the Buffalo Bills. It just has never felt like they were really in the game, and yet they're hanging around, and it's an 8-point game right now. Anything can happen from here.
Ali and Hill, they've been kicking to Ali most of the night. Takes it from the 4. Runs into a wall, brought down shy of the 30-yard line by Dorian Williams. The guys on the top of the marquee have been as advertised.
Better.
Better?
Better.
All right, go ahead. You got it.
I mean, you know, you take either one of these guys off of these 2 teams, and, I mean, basically, they've changed the face of the game. This is not a drop back, throw from the pocket league anymore with these 2 guys leading the way.
And Lamar's going to take it in his own hands and slide inbounds to keep that clock turning and immediately get a first down at the 41-yard line.
I mean, I want you to watch the edge player here. How many different things are presented in front of him? I mean, it simply is one guy is unblocked and he has people going in 3 different directions, and there's just no way that you can keep up with what that is.
Zaire Mitchell-Payton, first-year player, I should say, is the man protecting, and Henry lost the football. And the Bills are down there. And they have it. He's having an unbelievable night, but stopped behind the line. The ball punched out, and Terrell Bernard comes up with it.
Guess who? Ed Oliver again going to end up making the play here, punching that thing out, and now 25,000 Bills fans are trying to get back in the stadium.
He's had some kind of night, Oliver.
Oh, my goodness.
There are so many guys who've had a great night tonight.
Ed Oliver's made the Pro Bowl tonight.
So the Bills will take over at the 30-yard line. They've already scored 13 points in this fourth quarter. And a chance with a touch and a 2 to tie the game. Allen taking a shot downfield. It's hauled in. No, it's the third tight end. Jackson Hawes, the rookie out of Georgia Tech, his first ever catch, brings it to the 1. Bills get right on the ball. Allen this time tries to go right. Keeps furrowing and is stopped. Jackson Hawes, 5th-round pick out of Georgia Tech. First 5 years he was at Yale.
He's the blocker. He's the blocker in this offense and makes the play on a second bounce. Mike, this game is nuts. This thing goes to overtime. It'll be one of the all-time all-timers.
Closing in on the 2-minute warning. 2nd and goal. Give, Cook, left side, fighting for the goal line. Ruled short, and we've got the 2-minute warning.
Oh, my goodness.
So it will be 3rd and goal from about a foot away. Remember, Buffalo needs a 2-point conversion along with a touchdown to tie the game. After the game's first turnover in stunning fashion.
I mean, the Buffalo Bills, we talked about the Detroit Lions, we've talked about grit, we've talking about hard-nosed football players. The fact that the Bills have just hung in there in this game, right? It's all you could do. I mean, everything that Lamar and Derek was doing on the offensive side, there was no reason to believe, and then you hang in long enough, you get that one break finally, and here you are on the doorstep of tying this thing up.
And you've got a bunch of what-ifs. The Bills took a point off the board, went for 2, and Keon Coleman had a foot out of bounds, then was the first to touch. They lost that. Tyler Loop doinked an extra point off the upright. So we've had both ways points that you thought were going to happen not happen. So we sit on 8 points here at the 2-minute warning. Buffalo a couple of shots to get a touchdown. Allen reaches over the pylon or the goal line for the touchdown. Broke the plane just by jumping and using that 6'5" frame. And now they go for 2 to try to tie this game.
Everybody does the same thing on these quarterback sneaks. They try to submarine underneath, and that time Josh Allen right over the top.
It's a pretty cool wrinkle to that, right? With everybody going down there.
They've got some play that they have practiced almost every day in training camp, and we're about to see it. The most important play, the most practiced play that the Bills have in their arsenal.
Here it is. The throw to Coleman is broken up by Nate Wiggins. Game certainly not over. 3 timeouts, minute 58, multiple options on what Buffalo wants to do. But Wiggins keeps them from tying it.
Remember we were talking about the battle they had down the field? Look at that. It wasn't even started, and Wiggins is looking back in the backfield. He knew the ball was coming. Those one-on-one opportunities, and he was there to make a huge play. It's not over. This is plenty of time, plenty of timeouts.
And you were talking about the play you want to get to. Do you like getting to that play?
I wasn't crazy about where it was thrown. I know it was a bit of a back shoulder, but you got a big size advantage right there for Keon Coleman. And, you know, it was sort of thrown body high, so.
Buffalo 0 for 3 on 2-point conversions. They only tried 1 last year and converted it. Had 3 in this first game. Now they choose not to go for the declared onside kick here, and they're going to kick it off with 3 timeouts.
Absolutely.
1:58 to go.
I think Derrick Henry's going to get a chance to make amends.
Justice Hill and Ali wait. It'll be returned. Again, it's Ali from the 6. Big hit. Bounces off and stays alive. Good tough running machine, Ali, to keep this going at the 31-yard line, where Baltimore will take over with 1:51 and all 3 Buffalo timeouts.
Well, you know, for the Buffalo Bills, what they're going to do now, they're going to have to stack the line of scrimmage and take away the run and just hope somebody can make a play if, in fact, they throw the football.
If they stop them with 3 downs, the Bills can still get the ball back with about 1:27 or so left. Crowd in the line. Henry's got it. Greg Russo over there. You see McDermott streaking toward the official, get the timeout at 1:45. So these multiple conversions. The last one a moment ago with Coleman. Now we're up 2nd and 9 coming up. And there may be folks who left, but those who are here are being heard. Justice Hill is there in the backfield. It's Flowers to the edge. He goes down, knowing not to go out of bounds. Matt Milano is there. Timeout Buffalo, 1:39 to go.
Wow, they're going to have a chance. They are 1 play away from getting the ball back and only needing a field goal to win this football game.
With a guy who just got here Thursday in Matt Prater. Crazy.
This would be one of the gutsiest comebacks I think I've ever seen. Honestly, I mean, for this team, they've got to be exhausted. They've been chasing these guys up and down the field. And now here they are, 1 play. They need 1 play.
Does the ball leave the hands of Lamar Jackson?
I think you've got to throw the ball and try to win this thing right now. Lamar Jackson has to have it in his hands, but whether he throws it or runs it.
Play clock running down. Jackson with direct communication to DeAndre Hopkins. They need to get to the 41. Flowers in motion. The Bills bring a blitz. And the throw is caught, but stopped shy of the first down. On the tackle by Christian Benford. Hopkins is down to the 38, and Buffalo will get the ball back.
And
unless they decide to go for
I'm going to say that you've got choices to make everywhere here. Your defense hasn't exactly been stopping the Buffalo Bills either.
But they're in field goal range if they get stopped here, right?
I got you, but you also have 3 timeouts on your side,
yep,
too.
You do, to get the ball back.
Yeah.
It is 4th and 3, and it is Brandon Codrington going back. Jordan Stout to kick it.
Have to play the fake first.
Codrington's had a tough time fielding these kicks, and Stout's done a nice job to keep it out of his hands. The Bills will get a ball back around the 20. The whistles you hear, there's just 2 gunners going after each other here in blocking, but that is all cleaned up. No fouls. Here comes Josh Allen. But first, a reminder, Chevrolet postgame ahead. Melissa with the stars of the game. We'll look ahead to next Sunday night in Minnesota. Coming up right after the game. So, for a stadium that is seeing its 53rd and final season and has seen a lot of magical moments, this one would be right up there with any other. The Bills look down and out on this opening night. They were down 15 a short time ago, have rallied, and now a field goal could win it. Josh Allen starts from the 20. Underneath, brought in for 6 by Khalil Shakir. Buffalo, no timeouts. Matt Prater in this direction, warming up, made a 53-yarder, so thinking about getting it another 40 yards. Allen slinging sideline, brought in by Coleman. 7th catch of the night for Keon Coleman. First down, Buffalo with a minute to go.
Talking about looking like an MVP right now, Josh Allen looks in complete control. Just short, drive-starting completions to get this thing going. Plenty of time for him.
Allen gets away from the rush. He's got some space. He's going to take off and get out of bounds. Right around the 38, Roquan Smith was there hoping to hit him before he got to the sideline. That used 7 seconds.
And it's a good thing that Josh Allen's as big as he is, because he continued forward on the play and didn't get knocked backwards, which would have ended up stopping the clock.
Receivers are Palmer, Shakir, and Coleman. Movement there, no running clock, so no 10-second runoff.
Mike, what happened that time? Let the call be made.
Full start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
They were up there at the line of scrimmage and making the call, and there was silence. And then Josh saw something and got excited, and he said, "Go Standard, go!" And his offensive lineman that time, Deion Dawkins, ends up jumping because of the excited nature of the way that Josh Allen made that call.
So they lose 5, it's back to 2nd and 10.
Ram out. Hey, alert it. To what?
Dawson knocks in motion. Allen unloading, throwing. That's Palmer! Out of bounds at the 35. They're in field goal range. Remarkable!
Just absolutely zipped that throw in there. That was from the first quarter when he came out with that almost angry look. There's only a handful of quarterbacks in this league that could have made that throw right there. And now Baltimore has to start thinking about what they're going to do with their timeouts.
And they get it back to try to respond if Buffalo can score. Baltimore brings some pressure, and Allen throws. It's caught on the run. Coleman, Keon Coleman tripped up at the 9-yard line. Timeout, Ravens.
I tell you, that may not be all bad.
Exactly.
Because if he had scored on that play, it would have given Baltimore and Lamar Jackson an opportunity to get the ball back. Now you're going to get into all those discussions. Now, I got you. We've got Matt Prater, another kicker, who's not their ordinary kicker, but this isn't much of a kick at this point. Do we even see the possibility of letting them score from here? And I guarantee the Buffalo Bills are over there saying, even if they do that, take a knee on the 1-yard line.
Lamar, just shake your head, because we're all doing the same. Of course, the Bills have had remarkable comebacks in this stadium. You think back to the playoffs and Frank Reich, but the last win trailing by 15 in the 4th quarter goes all the way back to a wild one against the Jets. So 1st and goal, 2 timeouts for Baltimore. And the Bills' strategy will be interesting to watch. Do they try to score, and then does Baltimore let them?
I mean, I assume they're setting up for a kick at this point. You want to, at the very least, get rid of those timeouts. I think you take it down as far as you can. Yeah, absolutely.
Allen takes a knee. Baltimore takes a timeout. They can take another one in, let's say, 3 seconds, but then they become powerless to stop the clock after that. And then, Melissa, it would turn to the veteran Matt Prater.
Yes, I talked to him right before the game during warm-ups. He, as you mentioned, took the red-eye to Buffalo from Arizona on Thursday night. He told me he finally feels like himself today after catching up on sleep. We talked about if he knows any of his teammates' names yet. He said, I'm learning. And I asked how he feels kicking here. He said since he's played here several times, he is very comfortable.
He has played 3 games here in his career. So hard to feel comfortable in this stadium, but he did kick here week 1 last year against Arizona. But this is now short stuff for a guy who's attempted 487 NFL field goals coming into tonight. And add 2 more to that here this evening. They've been working on Spencer Brown in these timeouts. The big right tackle has been cramping, getting a lot of fluids in there as the Bills are about to run their 77th play of the night. And it's victory formation. Harbaugh takes a final timeout. And now remember, Buffalo has no timeouts. So they have to have the strategy to get their guys out there quickly if they take a knee here and be set, not for a fire drill field goal, but the closest thing to it.
I don't know what to say.
Of course, a 2-score game when it was 40-25. Team's in it. You're 1 play away, and we saw the fumble happen. But even at home, it just felt like the Bills lost their energy.
Would you have Josh scramble around and throw it away?
But then when he throws it away, you're going to leave Baltimore 25 seconds, right? No matter how long he scrambles.
Yeah, so you're just going to run the field goal team out there, yeah.
Which everybody practices, but they haven't done it with Prater. So he takes a knee, and now they go out there. And Matt Prater will come on for a game-winning field goal. 41-year-old who's been to the Pro Bowl a few times. He's made long ones. He's made game winners. Less than 100 hours in Western New York. As the clock runs down, Prater lines up for a game-winning field goal. From 32 yards, Prater made it! And the Bills open their final season in this stadium with a stunning comeback win. Welcome to Buffalo, Joey Bosa.